So I came upon this quote by Richard Rohr that I want to read for you. He says this: "It's a gift to joyfully recognize and accept our own smallness and ordinariness. Then you are free with nothing to live up to, nothing to prove, and nothing to protect. Such freedom is my best description of Christian maturity. Because once you know that your I is great and one with God, you can ironically be quite content with a small and ordinary I. No grandstanding is necessary. Any question of your own importance or dignity has already been resolved once and for all and forever." I do think that's a great description of what it means for us to be mature. I think it's a great description of what God is trying to do for all of us. We spend so much time striving and trying to measure up, and most of the time we're not pretty enough or thin enough or wealthy enough or have enough hair. We don't measure up. And so we spend all of this time trying to cover up our inadequacies, all this time trying to pretend we're something we're not, when what God really wants for us is to be who we are. What God wants for us is to be who we were really created to be. That we don't have to live up to some standard that's out there being perpetuated by self-interest and greed and all the rest of this and the systems that we live in. And what God really wants to do is free us from all of that we can be content with a small and ordinary I. I'm not perfect, and I never will be. I'm not this world's standard of beauty. I've never been thin. I'll probably never be rich. And yet, through all of that, can I be content? Is it possible that who I am might be enough, and that God is working to help me become a better version, not of what everybody else out there thinks I need to be, but a better version of me, a better version of who God wants me to be? My prayer for my kids, and I've prayed this for them for their entire lives, and they've heard this 1,000 times, probably more. My prayer is not that they become wealthy or influential. My prayer is that they would become the kinds of people that God wants them to be, the kinds of people that God has created them to be, because in that there is freedom to be all that we were meant to be. I can't think of a more fitting understanding of what it means to be free and to be mature.